All right, let's do this. Shalom. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Barakatah to the brothers. Shalom Yahweh Shema. Yahweh Shem Yahshua to the sisters. It's the ISUPK. Start out at 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Under command of General Hunter, we teach the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans their true nationality, culture, and identity according to the Bible. We are not affiliated with no other Israelite group, no other anybody for that matter. You know what I'm saying? Because no one teaches the truth in his Bible outside of ISUPK. They might have a lot of the truth, but not all of it. They might have a little bit of the truth, but not all of it. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord only dealt throughout the Bible, the Lord only dealt with one man, and that man had to deliver the message to other people. You know what I'm saying? So the Bible says to have one body. You know what I'm saying? Not a whole lot of itty bitty bodies or a whole lot of different bodies that's saying a different thing. You know what I'm saying? And the reason why, you know what I'm saying, we not all together is because two people cannot walk together unless they be agreed with each other. And by being so many different doctrines, we can't agree with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because the ISUPK only agree with the truth. You know what I'm saying? We have no hidden agendas. We have no private interpretation of the Bible. We are the Israelite school of universal practical knowledge. That means that if you are willing to learn, you will understand what we teach. You know what I'm saying? That means if you don't have a doctrine, which we all have doctrines that we already learned, but if you're willing to know the truth and learn everything all over again, that's how you understand the truth of the Bible. You know what I'm saying? That reminds me of the scripture. Let's go to Matthew's chapter. No, it's like let's go to John chapter 3. And we're gonna see what Christ said about understanding what's going on. You know what I'm saying? When he was talking to Nicodemus. Yes, John chapter 3 have more than just verse 16 in the Salaki. But John chapter 3:3 said, Jesus answered and said, Yahweh Shai in Hebrew. His name is Jesus in his book because it's a translation of his name. Jesus means Savior. You know what I'm saying? But Jesus is not actually his name because the letter J is like the youngest letter in the alphabet, in English alphabet, right? So his name isn't Jesus. If you see him, you say Jesus, of course he's gonna know who you're talking about, but he's gonna also know that you got your information from the people that hate him and not from the ISUPK. His name is Yahweh Shai, right? So verse 3 it said, Jesus answered, Yahweh Shai answered and said unto him, Very, verily I say unto thee, except a man being born again, he cannot see the kingdom of God, of the Most High, right? So being born again, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to keep reading because Nicodemus kind of helped me explain what I want you to find out right now. Verse 4, Nicodemus said unto him, How can a man be born when he is old? Can he enter the second time into his mother's womb and be born? So Nicodemus understand nothing of what Christ saying. Christ was saying, when you being born again, you learn everything all over again. You learn how to walk, talk, you know what I'm saying? You learn how to conduct yourself. You learn how to speak with, you know what I'm saying, other than what we was taught how to speak. You know what I'm saying? You learn how the Most High speak. You learn how the meaning of the Lord speak. You know what I'm saying? What I mean by speak, it don't necessarily have to do with the language, but it has something to do with the meaning behind your speech. You know what I'm saying? Do you have the Lord in it? Is you just someone that just spew out things that you believe and you push it on other people? You know what I'm saying? So today's class is the new covenant came with Christ for the Israelites only. And you know what I'm saying? If you're not new to this school, then you understand why I always go to like the simple things in the scripture that we need to know, because in order for you to understand the things that's hard to understand in this book, you need the milk scriptures. And we say milk scriptures because you give milk scriptures to a baby that's born. You know what I'm saying? So to the people that can't enter for a second time in their mother womb, they will have to almost forget everything you it's like not almost. You have to forget everything you've been taught about this Bible and learn it all over again. That's being born again. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people need to be born again for thinking that Christ's birthday is on the 25th of December. You know what I'm saying? So that's what being born again means, to relearn everything you know concerning, you know what I'm saying, the Bible. Shalom, sis. Shalom, sis. Shalaki, the water. So that's what today's class is going to be about. You know what I'm saying? The new covenant came with Christ for Israel only. Shalom, brother. You all right? Yep. So we have been taught a lot of different things, you know what I'm saying, according to what the Bible says has all been false. You know what I'm saying? Well, a lot of it been false. Mostly all of it has been false, right? But tonight we're talking about the new covenant and how the new covenant came and who the new covenant came for. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go to the book of Matthew. It's like the book of Matthew. I always put the S on it. Like chapter 2, and we're going to start at verse 6. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of things we need to understand in order for us to eliminate the doctrine that's been taught to us by our enemies, the people that look like Joe Biden. You know what I'm saying? It's the devil that the Bible speaks of. You know what I'm saying? The devil just means a liar or deceiver. It don't mean a red dude, all red with horns and a tail. But, you know what I'm saying? It's talking about the so-called people that look like Barney Fife. So anyway, the book of Matthew, chapter 2, verse 6. And though Bethlehem in the land of Judah are not the least among the prince of Judah, for out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people Israel, right? So this verse is saying, out of the land of Judah, a prince, you know what I'm saying, among the princes of Judah, out of thee shall come a governor that shall rule my people, right? So they are talking about Christ, you know what I'm saying, because no other government or governor or any people can actually rule over the Israelites and actually be righteous, you know what I'm saying, or actually do the right thing. They always have some kind of wicked agenda that's going on, right? So we're going to drop that. Let's go to Matthew chapter 10, verse 6. So in that verse, it was showing you how a governor, you know what I'm saying, a governor is someone that, you know what I mean, make sure the people are doing the right thing or give the people the right rules and the right things to follow. And we know for a fact that America has not been a good governor, because we are still marching for justice, hands up, don't shoot, I can't breathe. We are still in the same condition that we was in back in the 1960s and 50s, and don't forget, don't let me bring up that 1800 and all that, right? So we're gonna read the book of Matthew chapter 10, verse 6. It says, so like I'm gonna go ahead and read 5 first. The book of Matthew chapter 5. The book of Matthew chapter 10, we're gonna start at verse 5, right? It say, to these, it say, these 12 Jesus or Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into the way of the Gentiles. You know what I'm saying? So some people believe the word Gentile means that you're not an Israelite, right? So let's find out what the word Gentile actually means. This is the Zondervan Compact Bible Dictionary. And we're going to find out what the word Gentile means. Okay. In this book, on page 195, it says Gentiles, nation, people. Usually it means a non-Israelite people, right? Usually, but the word Gentile actually means nations or people. And usually it means non-Israelite. So with that being said, sometimes when you see the word Gentile, it's not talking about someone that's not an Israelite. It's talking about Israelites that have joined themselves with other nations or other people. So if you join yourself with another nation or another people, you become them people, or you become under those people. So our people, the Israelites, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that's in the U.S. Army, they are Gentiles right now because they're following the U.S. Army and they are killing people because they feel like they have authority from the government or from the United States or whatever to go and just take lives, right? But the Most High said they shall not kill. You know what I'm saying? So, but we joined ourselves to these Gentiles, and now we are out killing and doing whatever they say, whatever they tell us to do, and we are doing it because we feel like we are justified by these people that have raped, robbed, and murdered us for hundreds of years. You know what I'm saying? Maybe even thousands, right? So let's start it from the top. It say, Matthew chapter 10, verse 5. It says, "These 12 Jesus sent forth and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of Samaritans enter ye not." Verse 6, "But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as ye go, preach, saying, The kingdom of heaven is at hand." So Christ sent these disciples to go to teach among the Gentiles, right? You know what I'm saying? Because, so like you said, go not into the way of the Gentiles. What Christ means by when you say go not into the way of the Gentiles, right now our people are in the ways of the Gentiles. When you celebrate Christmas and Easter and Thanksgiving and 4th of July and all these other holidays that's not in the Bible, we are going into the way of the Gentiles. And that's what makes us Gentiles, because we are Israelites. We are people that's been named by people. You know what I'm saying? We are people that's been named by our oppressors or our slave masters. You know what I'm saying? Because when you left the plantation, in order for you to get any kind of assistance or anything, you would have to come up with a name. And by us being from Israel, and we ran down into Africa, and us being trapped in Africa and brought into the United States, they didn't allow us to keep our culture or our names or our heritage. You know what I mean? Because it'll be more easier for us to identify ourselves. So when we came here, we was taught their languages. We were taught their ways. You know what I'm saying? If your great granddad or your great grandmother or whatever were Baptist, it's because their parents came from slave masters that was also Baptist, or that was also Catholic, or whatever religion that your slave master was in. 9 times out of 10, that's why your family is in that religion right now. You know what I'm saying? Because it was against the law for us to read the Bible back then. But for us to be in 2021, we have smartphones. Ain't no way we should still believe the lies and things that they taught us that wasn't according to the Bible, right? Because we can read. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nobody gonna kill us if they catch us reading. We have been under these wicked people for hundreds and hundreds of years. We don't even realize that the original gangsters are not us. They are the original gangsters, the original pimps and prostitutes and whatever bad thing you want to think of. We are not the originators of it. Shalaki. Shalom on Christ, sir. I gotta get that number on my phone. I thought they were captain. Well, you know what I'm saying? We wasn't originally none of those things. You know what I'm saying? So what the ISUPK is here to do is to put us back on path that the Most High want us to be on. We don't want to follow wicked people to do evil anymore. You know what I mean? Because half of the United States, I say half, but probably more than half, will be celebrating Christmas in a few weeks. You know what I'm saying? And nowhere in the Bible it says to celebrate Christmas. Or nowhere in the Bible it says to celebrate your birthday. Or any of those things, because in the Bible we have holy days. We have high holy days, we have holy days, we have feasts in the Bible that no one in America besides the ISUPK teaches that we should keep these high holy days. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm showing you today is Christ came with the new covenant for the Israelites, because we have been taught that anybody can get it. Everybody can get it. You know what I'm saying? As long as you got to confess something with your mouth and you'll become a son of Abraham. And I never heard that. That's like impossible. Like if I say something, can I become a Chinese? You know what I'm saying? If I say the right words, can I become an African or whatever it is? Ain't nothing you can say to become an Israelite. Ain't nothing you can say to become a child of God unless you are already a child of God, right? So we're gonna go to the book of Matthew again. We're gonna stay in the book of Matthew. We're gonna go to chapter 15, and we're gonna read verse 24. Right? Okay, the book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 24. Matter of fact, let's start with 22 and get the whole, you know what I'm saying, concept of what's going on, right? It say, and so like we start 21. The book of Matthew, chapter 15, verse 21. It say, then Jesus went thence and departed unto the coast of Tyre and Sidon. Now Tyre and Sidon is lands that was occupied mostly by Hamites, or the so-called Africans, right? It say, verse 22, and behold, a woman of Canaan came out of the same coast and cried to him, saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thy son of David. My daughter is grievously vexed with a devil, right? Vexed with a devil, right? So by her saying, have mercy on me, O Lord, thy son of David, let us know that she knew exactly who Christ was. You know what I'm saying? Because she called him Lord. You know what I'm saying? And she called him the son of David. So she knew exactly who Christ was. And because she asking him to help her with her daughter that have a devil or a demon or you know what I'm saying, or an evil spirit on her, whatever, she knew what Christ was capable of doing. So she knew who Christ was. She knew what he was capable of doing, right? Let's read on. But he answered her not a word. Now, in the Bible, it said Christ didn't answer this woman not a word after she called him Lord, said who he was, told him her problem with her daughter, but Christ answered her not a word. Now, why wouldn't Christ answer her not a word if he came to save everybody like we've been taught in the Christian church. Why wouldn't Christ help this woman? You know what I'm saying? If he came for everybody, right? Let's keep going. It said, and he answered her not a word. And his disciples came and besought him, or asking him, or begging, or persuade him, saying, send her away, for she cried after us, right? So after Christ didn't say nothing to her, Christ ignored her, right? She went to the disciples and she started bothering them. And the disciples, like, you know what I'm saying, Christ sent her away. You know what I'm saying? Verse 24. It said, but he answered and said, I am not sent but unto the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Right? So if we all know that the Most High sent Christ, right? So the Most High sent Christ, and Christ told this woman that he was only sent to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Christ don't lie. Christ haven't lied. Christ told this woman who the Most High sent him for. The lost sheep of the house of Israel. Well, let's keep going. Verse 25. Then she came and worshipped him. That means she fell down to her face, right? Saying, Lord, help me. She's just like real desperate right now, right? Check out what Christ said. Verse 26. But he answered and said, it is not meet to take the children's bread and cast it unto dogs, right? So Christ was only sent for the house of Israel. Christ referred to them as children. So he's telling this woman that it's not wise to give the children's bread to dogs, right? So Christ just compared this lady to being a dog. Why? Because she is not of the house of Israel. Christ was only sent to the house of Israel. Christ is not the first person that referred to other nations as dogs or nothing. You know what I'm saying? It's in the book of Isaiah, right? The book of Isaiah, right? So we're not gonna go to the book of Isaiah right now. We're gonna keep moving on, right? Let's go to okay, let's keep going with this right here. Okay, verse 27. It said, and she said, truth, Lord, yet the dogs eat the crumbs which fall from the master's table. So after Christ just said it's not wise to take the children's bread and give it to dogs, right? And this woman next words was truth. It's not wise to take the children's bread and give it to dogs. The woman said, truth, Lord, right? Yet the dogs eat the crumbs which fall from their master's table. So this woman just agreed that her daughter, and all her people are dogs compared to the children of Israel. Right now, they tell you how special the children of Israel are compared to any other people. You know what I'm saying? Compared to any other people on the face of this earth, Christ lets you know right then and there how special you are, right? Let's see if anybody else felt like that before Christ came, right? Let's go to the book of Malachi. The book of Malachi, chapter, let's see. No, so like, and that's the book of Malachi. Let's go to the book of Joel. Like the book of Joel, chapter 2, we're going to go to verse 27. Right? Because Christ just said that it's not meant to take the children's bread and cast it to dogs, right? And the lady said, truth, Lord. So let's see what the Most High says in the book of Joel, chapter 2, verse 27. It said, and ye shall know It's saying, ye shall know that I am in the midst of Israel, and that I am the Lord your God, and none else, and my people shall not be ashamed. So in the book of Joel, the Most High lets us know that he is in the midst of Israelites and nobody else, right? So, and the Most High never changes. So it is still that way right now today. Now let's flip over to the next book, to Amos. We're gonna go to chapter 3, and we're gonna read verse 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Shalom, sis. Okay, the book of Amos, chapter 3, we're gonna read 1 and 2, right? It's like, hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore I will punish you for all your iniquities. I'm gonna read it again. It's like, hear this word the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, right? So we understand who the Lord is addressing and speaking to at this moment, right? It's like, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, right? So we all know that the Lord brought the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt under Pharaoh. Go ahead.
Can you explain who the children of Israel is?
Somebody like as far as the tribe and all that.
Not just like simplify.
Okay, so like it, the children of Israel are the so-called. I say so-called because these are names that we was given. The children of Israel are the so-called blacks or African Americans or Negroes or niggers, like they say. Right? There's one, the so-called Hispanics, who they call, what they call them? Wetbacks. The one they're trying to keep out the country. The one they're trying to, Donald Trump, which is the devil that the Bible speaks of, wanted to build a wall to keep these people out of the land when this land belongs to them people. So the so-called blacks, Hispanics, which is the Mexicans and the Puerto Ricans and all the people that Salaki, not all the people, Salaki, but the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and the Native American Indians. You know what I'm saying? The people that was here before Columbus came in America, you know what I'm saying, killed like 77 million of them and took this land. You have a question? Go ahead.
What does the man mean about his people will not be ashamed?
Why would what now?
What does the man mean when he says his people will not be ashamed?
Because right now, people are ashamed to be black because we are on the bottom. We are in the ghetto. So when you see people that rise up and they be like popular, they don't stay in the ghetto. They go to live with their oppressor or the white man or their enemy. When they get enough money, they don't be in the ghetto no more. They go to live amongst the other people. So when he said my people won't be ashamed, like the people in the ISUPK are not ashamed of being so-called black, Hispanic, and Native American because we know that we have the God. We have a God. No other people on earth have a God. So they made us think that it was a shame to be black. You know what I'm saying? It was a shame to be a Puerto Rican or Native American because of the condition that we're in. You know what I mean? People that look like us don't want to be identified as us because it's shameful to be a black person to them in the world today. But according to this Bible, we are the most important people there is. And once we get this truth out to everybody, we will not be ashamed to say, I am an Israelite, or I am the son of God, or I come from Abraham, Isaac, Jacob. You know what I'm saying? We won't be ashamed of it. You understand? You sure? You ashamed? Most I ain't right. Get a sister a hand, she ain't ashamed. This sister is not ashamed. And we shouldn't be ashamed of who we are, right? But we can be ashamed if we follow the cultures and the things that they taught us. You know what I mean? Because even though the people get millions and millions of dollars and they move out and go here and there, they are still being killed. They are still dying from drug overdoses. Money don't save you, right? Because only the people, the so-called black people with money, most of the time they get accepted is when they got money, but not all the time. Because Oprah Winfrey, like the richest black woman on earth or something like that, she went to buy a purse from the so-called white man, and he said, "You can't afford this purse," and she's a billionaire. You know what I mean? So that should have let her know that no matter how much money you get, you are still one of us. But they think because they get a lot of money, they can be accepted by other people and everything will be okay, but it's not.
Right.
Because they will still kill you. You will still get overdosed with drugs. You will still be slandered. Everything will still happen bad to you. Like, you know what I'm saying? I know we all heard about Young Dog.
Mm-hmm.
He's a millionaire. Millionaire, right? He was accepted by all kind of people all over the world. He can go anywhere. He's a millionaire. But in the ghetto, he died. Right? Because he probably was ashamed to be an Israelite. He didn't want to say, forget all these fans that's giving me all this money. I don't want to do the right thing. You know what I'm saying? Not saying he actually said it, but I'm saying that a lot of people are ashamed to say who they are because of the things that we do because we don't know no better. Because a lot of us don't know any better. You know what I mean? Y'all have the best opportunity it is to learn who you are according to this Bible. And when you get our age, I mean, you will be like, I can't even imagine how the Lord will deal with you knowing that who you are, the Lord will have favoritism with you. Yeah. Because you know who you are. You didn't do all those wicked holidays and birthdays, and you didn't do all that stuff. Yeah. So you will have more power. You know what I'm saying? Not power, but you will have more favoritism in the sight of the Lord because you didn't do all these things. And why you didn't do all these things? Because your mother was smart enough to say, I'm not doing this stuff. It don't make no sense. Right. You know what I'm saying? Let me go and straighten myself up and I'm going to bring y'all with me. You know what I'm saying? So we can be straight. Yep. So you won't have to worry about when something bad happens and you involved because you were smart enough not to even involve yourself in it. Right. A lot of us didn't have them opportunities. A lot of us just went out and did whatever everybody else was doing because we thought it was cool. We thought we could fit in. We thought they would love us because we are doing what they're doing. But really, we are disappointing the Most High. You know what I'm saying? So we are not ashamed to be the Lord's people because once you understand what's going on, you will be happy that you are the Lord's people. And when you learn what's going to happen to all those other people that might have made fun of you, or those other nations that might have made your life more difficult, when you find out what's going to happen to them, you would not be ashamed to be the Lord's people or belong to the Most High or to be an Israelite. You know what I'm saying? So, you got it? That's what's up. What are you?
A good person.
You're a good person? What else?
I respect God.
You respect the Most High. That's what's up. And you are an Israelite.
And sometimes when I ask him questions, when he doesn't respond, I respect his privacy. And
Most High in Christ, the Lord do need his privacy. That's what's up. Well, if you ask questions and he might not answer you right away, you always have your mother, right? And you can ask your mother, and if she can't answer it, she has somebody she can call. And the person she called, they have somebody to call, and we're gonna get you the answer sooner or later. You know what I mean? So don't think he don't have time. He's just, like you say, he might be busy at the moment. But it's here. Everything that he can answer you, every question you have, he left it here in his book for us. You know what I mean? So even if he don't answer your question, he left this book and he left me to explain this book and help you understand it. So your question will be answered. Either way it goes. You know what I'm saying? Most High in Christ. Okay, so the Lord sent Christ for the children of Israel, the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? Because I don't see no other people on earth that actually need that kind of help. What other nation of people besides the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans in every ghetto in every city? I have never seen a poor Chinese person. Poor. I never seen a poor African, a poor East Indian, a poor Russian, a poor anything other than blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. Those are the only people I ever seen that was poor, like we are in every ghetto in America. Yeah. Right? But it's not because the Lord hates us, or it's not because that this is just what we belong. It's because we didn't obey God, and we rather obey the other people. So when we obeyed the other people hated us, but we obeyed them. So now we are in the worst condition ever, right? Right. You know what I'm saying? Even us in this room, there are people that are in worse condition than we are. You know what I'm saying? There are people that don't have that pretty brown coat with the fur going on the hoodie. They ain't got that. You hear me? For real. They ain't got the button down that you can pop the hood or like the little collar like that. I like that, bro. They ain't got that kind of shirt, bro. They ain't got no J's on their feet. You know what I'm saying? Look out. They ain't got one J. You got two J's on. You know what I'm saying? So what's going on right before y'all eyes is the Lord's people is waking up, and we're gonna learn how to obey the Lord, and we're gonna be the Lord's favorite forever. Yeah. You know what I mean? We're never gonna go back to being the lowest of the low. We're gonna get to the high, and we're gonna stay there. You know what I'm saying? So that's why we in class today, to learn how to obey God and follow his laws, statutes, and commandments. Right. So we can present ourselves as not like those other people. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Because those other people would kill for money. Those other people would kill for your land. They would just do you bad. They would do you wrong. Right. But the Lord's people won't do you like that because we have laws to follow. They make laws, but they don't respect their own laws. You know what I mean? Because they're not honest people. Right. You know what I mean? Ain't no way you can take people's land and make them poor and make yourself rich and you be happy with your life, knowing that there are millions and millions of people you made poor or you put in a bad situation. Go ahead, sis.
So like I said, I'm studying business and law and stuff. Anytime that I read their textbooks, they always say, being ethical is more complicated than a simple definition or something like that versus our laws is black and white. In
Right.
their textbooks, it's always, well, we gotta go a little deeper, or it's not the definition. This isn't a simple. Every textbook that I've ever read with the
Right.
laws and the ethical situations and just business laws and stuff, they always say, oh, it's more complicated than what
Right.
it is or what it should be.
Right, because they put loopholes in everything that they can find
Right,
or that'll work for them but it won't work for you.
right.
You know what I mean? So it's just like saying, for example, like our people get killed on camera all the time,
Mhm,
right?
mhm.
And they can actually see a person pull out a gun and shoot a person, just don't have a gun with his hands up.
Right.
And they would say, well, we don't know what happened
Mhm,
before the video started.
mhm,
You know what I mean? Like it matters.
mhm.
You know what I mean? It don't matter what was said before the video started, but they make it so their laws help them and hurt us.
Right.
You know what I mean? Even if like they just convicted them 3 um, Edomites, so-called white people, they just convicted them for killing their brother, right?
Conversation.
But just because they're convicted, they're not gonna get treated the same way our people are treated when we get convicted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We getting 90 years plus life. You know what I mean? We getting 160 years for killing one of our own. You know what I mean? We getting the max. They are getting slaps on the hand. They might get 10 years, and you know they're not gonna do all of it because they are model citizen. You know what I'm saying? Like Amber Geiger, she got 10 years for killing Barton John, and she's trying to get a time cut, or she's trying to appeal. You know what I'm saying? The decision, even though you killed the innocent man in his own house.
Right. Come on.
You know what I mean? And got a slap on the hand. She knows she probably can do a year and be on probation for the rest of the time. Or I don't even believe they actually go to jail. I don't. I believe they got a community somewhere where all the white collar people, when they get ready to go to jail, they gotta lay low for a while.
Yeah.
They take them to their community. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. I don't believe like Amber Geiger. I don't believe she's in prison or anywhere. I don't believe it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no way I believe it. And just speaking of Amber Geiger, this to show you how our people are so destroyed. The man that this white woman killed, her brother hugged her and whispered in her ear, "I love you." After she killed his brother, right? She looking like if nigga hurt my brother. You know what I'm saying? Is you gonna give him a hug?
If somebody hurt your brother.
You gonna give that person a hug? I wouldn't either. And ain't nothing wrong with that. Ain't nothing wrong with hating your enemy. Ain't nothing wrong with not liking the people that hate you.
Right.
It's something wrong with trying to do something about it. Not do something about it, because you can't speak up for yourself, but don't try to hurt them back. You know what I mean? Because you become as wicked as they are, or you will look to be as wicked as they are. Because if it's another nation of people and they hurt you, and they probably the same age and everything, you probably just thrash them, and it'll look like you the one that's doing that little white girl wrong when all the time it was her. But you are stronger. You know what I mean? You got more. You know how to bam better. You know what I'm saying? They're not built like us. They're not made like us, because we are the best. You know what I'm saying? We are better than everybody on earth. We are God's chosen people. We have a God, they don't. You know what I mean? I know it might be a lie, but you'll get it, right?
Yep.
So let's read on. Let's read some more. Let's see. Let's go to the book of Mark. chapter 12, verse 29. Y'all have any questions, y'all feel free to ask. You got a question? What you got? Huh? It's down the hall to your left, brother. Cap, you think Cap in there?
I think he is there. Where did he come out from? Here, he's coming up. You go ahead.
Go ahead, brother. Good question. Good question, brother. Okay, what I say, the book of Mark, chapter 12, verse 29. Okay, so one thing that we do in America is we follow everything that they bring to us. You know what I mean? Like, you actually have black people that say we'll never forget 9/11, but they don't want to talk about slavery. You know what I'm saying? These people have, like, brought us so many different gods to follow that we don't even know which one is real. You know what I mean? We celebrate Christmas and Easter, and Thanksgiving is not really worshiping another god, but it's like more like worshiping your oppressor and making your oppressor your god, or just being happy that it's like saying it's more like the bottom jean. You know what I'm saying? His brother hugging the white woman, saying he love you. After they killed our people, we love them. You know what I'm saying? We follow them. We come down and brush her hair and all that old nonsense because we follow so many different gods. We don't know what to hate, what to love no more. You know what I mean? You got people that go to church thinking that they can do whatever they want to do, and all they gotta do is just ask for forgiveness. You have murders and rapists and all kind of people in jail right now thinking that they ask for forgiveness and they are right. All they have to do is ask for forgiveness. Not saying that if you do it again you'll die or whatever. They just believe that if I ask for forgiveness, then I'll be forgiven. Or some of them believe that I can keep doing whatever I do just as long as I say Jesus is my personal Lord and Savior before I die, I'm all right. That's what they actually believe. You know what I'm saying? So they have us believing in so many different gods that we don't even know who we are anymore. Like, we'll kill each other in the street and just think it's just another nigga dead or whatnot. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think this verse right here is important. Mark chapter 12, verse 29. It say, and Jesus answered him, the first of all commandments is, hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. Right? What does that mean? The Lord our God is one Lord. That means that it should be no other gods before the Most High. Or that means that you shouldn't worship or trust or follow or do the things that other people doing that following other gods because there's only one God, right? So when Christmas come around, you shouldn't celebrate Christmas, right? Because that's not the God of this Bible. You know what I'm saying? This is something that they made up a long time before Christ was even born. When Easter come around, they was doing it before Christ was born. They just tricked us into You know what I'm saying? Participating in it because they need our money. Don't nobody spend money like black people. We try to, well, it's like it. When I say black, I mean black, Hispanic, and Native American. But when you give something to the children of Israel or you teach them how to do something, we outdo everybody with it.
We do conversation.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
John Gotti probably ain't got nothing on Yo Gotti. He probably didn't have that much money way back then. You know what I'm saying? For real.
God.
I mean, Adolf Hitler had nothing on Young Dolph. You know what I'm saying?
God.
Young Dolph got niggas slacking. But anyway, we take whatever they do and do it the best.
Yeah.
Whether it's wicked, evil, makes no sense at all or whatnot. We are being led by devils. When the blind lead the blind, they both fall in the ditch. Now, these people are not blind like that, but we are blind. You know what I'm saying? And when our people follow them and become leaders like Al Sharpton and Jesse Jackson and Martin Luther King, them, they are blind because they following something that don't have the Lord in it. You know what I mean? And I know every time I bring up like Martin Luther King, you know what I'm saying? Not us, but people be like, what you say about Luther? What you say about Martin? You know what I'm saying? Martin Luther King did the same thing that Barack Obama did for us. Made it okay to be gay. Or it made it okay for us to join ourselves with these nations that don't have our best interests in heart. You know what I mean? For real. We struggle month to month to pay all the bills. And this month, you have people actually wrapping extra lights on the outside of the house. You know what I'm saying? Burning electricity, knowing we barely making it.
That's true, concept.
You know what I'm saying? Now you got this rinky-dink tree you got from Walmart for probably $10, $15, $20. You know what I'm saying? Plastic tree, and you're gonna wrap some lights around it. Knowing it got metal all on the inside of this tree, and you're gonna wrap the lights around and plug it up and go to sleep with it plugged up. You know what I'm saying? It don't always happen, but people have burned their house down because of their Christmas tree. You know what I'm saying? People lights be off in January because they be around up in December. You know what I'm saying? People get evicted because they spend all of their rent money and light bill money and so forth just to have celebrate something that has nothing to do with us.
Right.
Ain't no fat white man coming down no chimney in no nigga house without getting robbed, shot, beat, killed. You know what I'm saying? He do not trust y'all.
Right.
Unless you like, no. Because if he come down the chimney with all them toys in that bag, he gonna leave without that bag. You know what I'm saying? The reindeers gonna get stolen and they gonna have them fighting pit bulls and everything in the neighborhood. You know what I'm saying? Donna and Blix and them, they gonna try to fly out. They're gonna have pit bulls hanging out there. You know what I'm saying? For real. They gonna fight them with some pit bulls if they catch them. So we have to actually separate from these people, right? But today's class is the new covenant. This sister here done threw the whole class out. That's good. Get this sister hand. Because I might dedicate the rest of the class to you. And you too, brother. Brother. There you go. All right now, brother. You got any more questions, brother? You good? That's what's up. You got any more questions, sister?
Why do we only celebrate Black holidays?
Why we only celebrate black holidays? Well, first of all, they're not necessarily black holidays. They're holidays that belong to us because we're not actually black, right? What color is your hand?
White. Brown.
Brown. That's not white. It's more like a light brown with a little pink in it because your palm of your hand is lighter than the rest of your skin. So you're gonna see like your blood in the inside of it a little bit. Like if you press down on your hand and move your fingers, it like show like white a little bit, but then it fills back up. So we are actually different tones of brown. You know what I'm saying? You might get a real light brown, or you might get a real dark brown. But we're not actually the color black. And no one is actually the color white. You know what I'm saying? But we have been taught to say that's black and that's white, right? So we should only celebrate the so-called black holidays because those belong to us. Those things happen for us to even make it a holiday or a holy day. Those are ours. They belong to us, right? Because the other holidays are false and they was made up by people that don't believe in God or don't follow the Most High. Our God, the Most High. They are following their own gods. So when they do holidays, they're following their beliefs, and when you do their holidays, you're following their beliefs also. So we should only do the holidays and holy days that come out of the Bible because those belong to us. You know what I'm saying? Because the Most High God belongs to us. And when we do other holidays and things like that, we make him mad at us, right? So when you like, if you want to celebrate, let's say Christmas, right? They taught us that it was about Jesus Christ, right? But it's not. It's about a guy named Nimrod. He's an African.
Yeah.
And he's supposed to die, and his spirit went into a tree. That don't even make sense, dude. His spirit went, she said, nah. His spirit went into a tree. So his mama convinced the village or the people around that you should go in the forest and get one of them trees because his spirit is in them trees. Bring it in your house as that was him, and you give him gifts, right? That has nothing to do with Christ. Now, I understand that you might like it because of the gift part. Everybody like gifts, right?
Right.
But we have holidays that you give gifts on, and they last more than one day. Or you can give a gift anytime you feel like it. You know what I'm saying? I had twins. I had twin boys. When they were young, I asked them, I let them know I don't celebrate uh, fake holidays because they not really holy days. They fake, right?
Right.
So I asked them, do y'all want to celebrate Christmas and y'all birthday? And I give y'all something 2 times a year? Or do y'all want to not celebrate those things and I give y'all some every time I feel like it?
Right.
Or anytime I feel like it. It
Right.
could be any day, all the time.
Right.
And which one would you pick? The 2 days out the year or all through the year? You want all through the year? Or you just want 2 days? Lady, this is not no hard decision. Well, I understand it because you feel like this your day, right? You feel like this your day. But every day is your day. Every day that you wake up, the Lord has blessed you to see another day. Now, ignoring, it's 365 days a year, right? Ignoring 364 days and just like that one day, it's not good. You have to be thankful for all of those days. And you are special on every day. You're always special. You know what I mean? You got a question, brother? Go ahead.
Why is for white people?
Why is Christmas for white people? Because they made it up themselves, right? They made it where the black parents or the black Hispanic and Native American parents will give you something on this day and tell you that a white man with a red suit and a big beard gave you that. And all the time your mother gave it to you. Your parents gave it to you. Your family gave it to you. You know what I mean? And it's also for white people because when we go out and buy everything we think we want to give to somebody else, we get poor and they get richer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We are in the ghetto and they are in the big houses. But if we stop celebrating Christmas, we might can afford to get a big house.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can afford to get a lot of things done, but just because we are programmed or it's been put in our mind to celebrate these things, it keeps us behind. You know what I mean? And it makes you sad when you feel like I didn't get this for Christmas, or I didn't get that, or I didn't get that. You know what I mean? But all through the year, you got everything you needed.
Mm-hmm.
You got fed every day. You got clothes on your back. You got shoes on your feet. And a lot of people don't even have that. So if Christmas was really real, and if Christmas was really of the Most High God, and if it was okay, and if it was for black people and white people, all the poor black people that's in the street will have shoes and clothes and everything. But they don't. Why? Because the white people made up a holiday that don't really benefit us. It actually hurts us. You know what I'm saying? You understand? Or should I try it again? So I'm trying to explain it again. Okay. Christmas is worshiping somebody that don't love you. You understand? It helps people that hurt you. You know what I'm saying? So if you give your money to people that hurt you, they can buy more bullets. They can buy bigger guns. Don't give your money to them because they will shoot you with a bigger gun. We don't want to celebrate their holidays. We want to celebrate our holidays. So we can have something for ourselves. You understand? You got it? You got another question? Go ahead, sis.
Oh, so I can say in the scripture that you pulled out, Mark 12 and 29, when it says the first commandment is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one. Is that so a part of the 10 commandments? Is that the thou shalt have no other gods before us? Is that what they're saying? Or no?
This exactly what they're saying.
Okay.
Because it's only one.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? It's only one God.
Okay.
So whatever He ordained and said we should follow, that's what we should follow. That's exactly what it's saying.
Okay.
He is one. So
Okay.
we're not going to do anything outside of what He says to do.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
Okay, let's keep reading. Let's keep going, right? And it's also, I know you know the precept of this, right?
The Hear, O Israel, our creed.
Uh,
Our creed. In Deuteronomy.
yeah, come. It's like it's the exact same
Scripture.
Right.
I think that's in Deuteronomy.
Yeah, Deuteronomy, what, 6 and 4? Right. Okay, well, verse 30, it says, and thou shalt love the Lord thy God with all thy heart, and with all thy soul, and with all thy mind, and with all thy strength. This is the first commandment, right? So if we love God with all our heart, soul, and strength, we won't celebrate nothing else outside of what the Lord gave us to celebrate. Right? Because you love your mama, right? Will you give another woman something that belongs to your mother?
No.
You wouldn't, right? So
I
we
never
shouldn't.
get nothing that belongs to my mom. To
Right.
another woman.
Right. So the things that you celebrate belongs to the Lord. So you don't want to celebrate nothing else that belongs to somebody else. You want to celebrate what belongs to the Lord. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let that little Christmas stuff go, lady. You hear me? I know you like the little lights and all that, but you can have lights anytime. You know what I'm saying? What you like about it, it looks like that all the time. You don't have to wait until they decide, okay, let's bring out the lights. If you want some lights in your room, we'll get some lights put in your room, but it ain't gonna have nothing to do with Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Because Christmas don't really got nothing to do with Christmas. You know what I mean? So we got you on that. You know what I'm saying? And like your birthday, you can get things anytime. Don't you know there's torture for if I buy you a present and I say you can't open this present until December 25th and it's yours. Don't you want me to give it to you now?
Right.
Or you want to wait all the way for 3-4 more weeks to get it? You want it right now.
Yeah, I would wait.
You want it right now.
Yeah, but I would rather wait.
What you say?
She would rather wait.
You would rather wait.
Where's my mom?
Yeah, because you feel like that's what you're supposed to do. But your mama ain't gonna go and buy nothing for you and just make you wait unless you're not being good.
Right.
But if you being good, your mama here, you can go. She gonna celebrate the fact that you are being who you're supposed to be. You know what I'm saying? Because you didn't do nothing good to get them shoes. What you do to get them shoes?
Don't look at me.
Get good grades.
You what?
Get
You
good
supposed to do
grades.
that anyway. What you do to get them? What you gotta say, brother? We'll get back with you when you get ready. But you didn't do nothing for them shoes. You supposed to get good grades anyway because you are smart.
Right.
What you do for the coat?
Get good grades.
Yeah, no. So you ain't got no coat because it's cold outside? You got a coat because you got good grades. Or is it because it's cold and your mama wants you to be warm?
Because it's cold.
So you had to wait till Christmas to get that coat? Or did you get it when it got cold?
I got it when it got cold.
So don't that make sense? Why wait when you can get it now?
Yeah.
What you got to say, brother?
I'm not celebrating Christmas with us.
Huh?
Mother not celebrating Christmas with us.
I wouldn't either, brother.
He really
Get a sister. Get a sister.
really
No.
trying to say our mama doesn't celebrate it, but our dad do.
Okay, well, no disrespect to your dad, but mom, right now, at that instant, is smarter. Tell them come holler at me. Be like, you know what I'm saying? Tell them what I said. I said it. Tell me come talk to me. So,
Can you ask me this question once? It was about Peter Parker in the Spider-Man movie. He asked me, why is Peter Parker white, but the other Spider-Man is black?
okay, Peter Parker is white because those are the characters that the white people brought up. Those are their characters, just like the person they call Jesus Christ is white because those white people made him up. the white Jesus Christ with the blue eyes and the doggy shrinky hair, and you know what I'm saying? They made him up, so that's why he looked like them. But the one in this Bible looked like us, the real one. And they don't want their Jesus to look like us. And we don't want our Jesus to look like them.
Right.
They have the fake Jesus, we have the real Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, brother.
Why didn't I get again?
Why we got what?
Again.
I mean, because we gotta take it out on somebody, brother. We got a lot of frustration built in, and you know, we play it out. We take it out on the game, and we wait till the Lord come, and then we're gonna probably do something else. I think this might gonna be my favorite class right here. What you got for? I can tell by how you smile, and you want to ask something else. Go ahead.
Why do white people hate black people so much and sometimes kill them?
That's a great question. White people hate you because you are better than them at everything, and because you have a God and they doesn't. You know what I mean? Have you ever seen a white woman? Let me see. Your mother's age.
Sometimes.
Sometimes you probably haven't seen a white woman your mother's age. You know why? Because you thought that they were the same age. Actually, they was. They probably was 18. You know what I mean? I mean, you are better at like everything. That's why I hate you. You better at singing, dancing. Not saying it is something to be good at, but you're just better. You are smarter. You can. Okay, when she got, I'm gonna have to go and get it to her tonight, y'all. So like, when our babies are born, within, I think it's like 5 days, you was able to look in your mama's eyes and smile, right? When their babies are born, it takes them like 6 months. And they be all like you hear them, hey, baby, and you right there in front of them. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm just saying, look it up, you know what I mean? Yeah, they dumb as hell when they like, but you got better. I ain't know that. Yeah, I ain't know that.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
They studying why babies they do more. That's why they be changing the formulas and stuff all the time.
Right.
I didn't know that.
Right. Yes. Our babies can make eye contact with you in probably the first day. Go ahead.
Like you say, that scripture in Exodus when they said our babies are more like when they was killing, they were ordered to kill them babies, and it was like the Hebrew women aren't like us. Their babies come out lively and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah.
No, hold on. I think they were like, the Hebrew women is not gonna let us kill their babies like that. Or I don't know. So what scripture that is? So like
Exodus when they were ordered to abort the babies.
Right.
What is it?
Right. So I think they were saying that the Hebrew women are not just willing to get their children up like that, because they was throwing the boys in the river or in the water and they was drowning them. You know what I'm saying? Another form of abortion. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right. Don't you know that white people probably wanted y'all not to be born? You didn't know that? They didn't. And your mother said, I'm keeping my babies.
Right.
And you had a chance, didn't you? You could have been like, she could have been straight. She could have had 3 pairs of Jordans.
Ready for this story.
Huh?
She ain't ready for this to work.
Yeah. You should love your mother. Y'all give y'all mama a hand, y'all. Cause she could have had 3 pairs of Jordans instead of that one. She could have had them doing land now. Mm-hmm. Go ahead, brother. You got something to say?
Dad is trying to say us from our mama.
Okay. That's enough.
No more questions from you, brother. It's just you now, sister. Well, you all right. You know what I'm saying? Because no matter what, this gonna be your mother. No matter what, right? You understand? What you got?
What do black people do sometimes to get out of trouble?
Stop getting in trouble. They stop doing wrong things. They don't steal. You know what I mean? In order to get out of trouble, it's best to not to get in trouble. Because trouble starts in your mind
I'm
first.
trying to say, what if you were in a situation and someone was chasing you with a gun? What would you do?
You should run like hell, lady. Run. Or don't hang around people that got guns that might want to chase you with them. That's what it means to be holy or separate, right? Because you know people out there do bad things all the time, right? So if you know they're doing bad, you don't hang around them because bad things may happen to you. Or if they doing bad things, what make you think that you're special and they won't do bad things to you? Because they being friendly with you don't mean that they always gonna be friendly. So you stay away from people that does bad things. And you gotta understand that we are in a place where people that do bad things, they seem to have something or have a lot, but they actually have nothing. You know what I mean? Because whatever they have, they can lose it at any moment because they're being evil or they're being bad. You know what I'm saying? So, where were we? Yeah, Christopher? Because, let's see, where we at? Let's go to something else. Let's teach the sister about Christmas right quick. Well, she might not be. She might be. But anyway, you don't want to do things that other people does that don't follow the Lord because these people always die. Always die. Whether they're poor or millionaires. You know what I mean? So you should always want to, you know what I'm saying, follow the Lord and what the Lord say. You should want to learn what the Lord say. I wish I was you in this class when I was your age. You know why? Because I had to go through a lot. And I ain't had no Jordan until I got grown and went and bought some myself.
How did you get grown?
How'd I do it?
How did you get grown?
How'd I get grown? I waited. Every day, just wait. All you gotta do is wait. Huh? No, every day counts. You know what I mean? I ain't never had no good birthday. I never even looked forward to my birthday because we was poor.
Yeah.
And people that look forward to their birthdays always disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Or they might even die. You can get killed on your birthday. The day before, the day after. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people have died on their birthdays. A lot of people have died on other people's birthdays because they're just going to celebrate. You know what I mean? A birthday party bring out evil people. for anybody that's invited, they will come to your party and they're evil. They want to take your presents or whatever somebody gave you. They evil. So in order to keep evil people away from you, don't do things that evil people do. You know what I mean? I understand that you like the birthday because you might like it because people give you things, right? But you have things that you have been already given that you have to understand that that's more important than what you think you're gonna get for your birthday, right? Because I'd rather live for 100 years than die on my birthday when I was 13 years old. Because my friends want to go and play in the pool. This is actually a story. My friends wanted to go play in the pool. It was my partner's birthday, and they wanted to break in the pool at nighttime and go for a swim. And he drowned in that pool. And we would have never went to that pool if it wasn't his birthday. At Ellie Brown. And I still don't know how to swim to this day because I don't go back to the pool like that. So, you know what I mean? But Salaki, y'all got any more questions? We're going to go ahead and call anyone down for me today. I didn't know what I was talking about, Salaki. I'm just playing. But, okay, well, let's go ahead and end what we were talking about. The new covenant, right? The word covenant is like an agreement between two people. You know what I'm saying? And the Israelites made a covenant with the Most High that we won't do birthdays and we won't do Christmas. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord loves us, and the people that made up birthdays and Christmas, they hated us, right? So we're gonna follow the Lord. You know what I mean? And I want to say this, but I say this out what's called. But we're gonna follow the Lord. You know what I mean? And I know y'all might be too young to understand why it's so important to follow the Lord right now, but just bear with your mother, you know what I mean? Right. And you will understand when you get older. Yeah. That's why I used to tell my nieces and nephews, and I had to stop them from giving me, you know what I'm saying, Father's Days and birthdays. I don't, you know what I'm saying? So you didn't think of me last week? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So if y'all have any more questions, we'll go ahead and end it. Okay. Shalom, Israel.